One of my best friends, Alex, was a staffer in a state legislative office. His boss was head of a key Senate budget committee, so there were always people coming to solicit her support for a particular project or grant or whatever. Someone representing an arts program that was looking for a $250,000 grant is waiting. I'll call her LobbyAnn. She comes up to the reception desk and asks for a pen. The senator keeps giveaway pens with her name on them in stock. Reasonably nice ones. So Alex reaches over to the can where the pens are. LobbyAnn says something along the lines of, "Well, then the senator will know that I showed up without a pen." "So what?" She looks across the desk. Alex has some work spread out with his own favorite pen. An expensive one with lapis inlay, and engraved with his name and term of office of a campus organization. LobbyAnn reaches over, snatches it up and drops it in her purse. Alex, who is a very polite person, is completely gobsmacked and then tells LobbyAnn that's his personal pen and not up for grabs. LobbyAnn gives him a contemptuous look and refuses. Very rudely, one of the sad/funny things about this story is that she uses a slur that Alex was not sure was a reference to his heritage, Asian, or his perceived sexuality. Oddly enough, given the nature of the stolen object, either slur ended with ink. Alex, confused and deeply upset, sits back down while LobbyAnn flounces back to the waiting area. In a few minutes, the senator comes out to get LobbyAnn. As they're walking past Alex's desk, he stands up and says in a very clear voice, "I'm going to need my pen back." LobbyAnn stops in her tracks, as does the senator, and Alex says calmly, "I may be a slur or a slur, whatever you want to call me, but that pen is precious to me. You stole it right off this desk and I want it back." The senator kind of gasps and says, "She stole your lapis pen? She called you a slur?" And then she turns to LobbyAnn, who is frantically fishing around in her purse and stammering something about just borrowing it, and says, "Give it back." Once the pen is back in Alex's hands, the senator says to Alex, "Come on back, I need you," and turns and walks back into her office, leaving LobbyAnn standing there as the senator shuts the inner office door in her face. Then the senator picks up her purse, smiles a big bright smile and says, "Want Starbucks?" So she and Alex go out the side door and across the street. They could see the front door of the office from the Starbucks. It apparently took LobbyAnn about 5 minutes to realize how bad she'd fucked up, and that she was not going to see the senator that day or any day, and that the project she was going to ask for money toward was probably doomed as well. She'd lined up strong support in the House, so it might have made it through, though it was not the kind of project the senator favored. When she came slinking out, she almost certainly saw Alex and the senator sitting there drinking their drinks. Alex always ends this story with, "That was the best coffee I've ever had," and hashtag X200B. Edit thanking the kind souls for the gold and silver. Very kind of you, smiley face. Edit and just a few questions that keep coming up. I have added in the fact that I should have clarified from the start. This was a /state/state/ senator, not a U.S. senator. I've worked in and around state politics all my life and I forgot to make the distinction. I should also explain better about the pen situation, and here I have to make a few assumptions. The pens in the cup on the counter were probably campaign swag, in the senator's campaign colors and with her logo on them. LobbyAnn probably thought that meeting with a politician using a pen she'd obviously just taken looked bad. If that was the case, she was focused on a stupid detail that the senator almost certainly didn't care about. And anyway, the pens were there to be taken. Also, I kinda tend to doubt that she carefully evaluated Alex's pen, judged it to be valuable and got covetous. Again, this is my guess. She just saw a pen that didn't look like a campaign pen, a blue pen with gold writing on it, and just grabbed it. Until she picked it up, she may well have thought it was plastic. Once she picked it up, however, it should have been obvious from its weight that it was not a cheap pen. I do not have a picture of the pen itself, don't even know if Alex still has it, but as I remember it, it looked something like this. Lapis pen picture woohoo, https://www. Let's see. com/listing/569208983/ handmade lapis lazuli pen. Pla equals 1 and Gao equals 1 and UTM_source equals Google and UTM_medium equals CPC and UTM_campaign equals shopping_us_Christmas_craft_supplies _tools and UTM_custom1 equals BF5256A3F9CB475694578835353FC538 and UTM_content equals go_70946949296874929 PLA 29546205687_CN_569208983 and CLID equals IAI COPSA CHEMICFACT_44 JIVCUR ISH05 LWGYAQYBCABGLNNVD_BW. Finally, people are expressing confusion over the description of the word gay as a slur. And to me, this is kind of a good thing because it illustrates how far and how fast we have come in terms of combating sexuality-based phobia. The point was not that she was calling Alex a particular kind of gay person. It was that she was calling him gay. If that was in fact the word she used, it might have been the other one. He's of Filipino-Japanese descent. At the time, working in politics in the Deep South, Alex, who was and is in fact gay, did not feel he had the freedom to be open about his sexuality. Today, he's holding down a pretty good state government position and is happily, openly married to a very sweet guy he met right after we graduated college and has been with ever since. Comment by user. Was it a fountain pen by any chance? Reply by original poster. No, it was a ballpoint smiley face. Very pretty. Comment by user. I'm a woodworker and one of the items I like making are custom wood pens. I had a coworker who thought he was bulletproof. He was always stealing small items, lunches, etc. at work. He was best friends with the boss's son and complaints were usually ignored. After he had stolen a few of my custom pens, I decided to booby-trap his thieving ass. I made a rather unique pen with a grain that was very distinctive. I knew he would snag it and say it was his like he did with the others. I put my initials and last four of my SSN on the inside of the pen on brass tube, and well as documenting the build with several pics and close-up photos. I left it on my desk and sure enough he snagged it up as he walked by. I confronted him immediately and pretty much frog marched him to the boss's office. I knew he would try to bullshit his way out of it and he tried to. The boss was believing his lying ass until I showed him the pics on my phone and the video as well. Then I took it apart and showed him the marks I made. Then he said he was just borrowing it. I told my boss either I call the cops or he gets fired for theft. My boss said he would take care of it and suspend him. He didn't want any negative publicity or anything to show up in the paper. He thought it was too harsh to fire him over something so small. I decided fuck this place and made plans to leave and had a better job in less than a month. I had about 75% of my customers follow me too, which severely impacted his business since I was one of the top 3 salespeople he had. Mr. Thief screwed the pooch hard a few months later when he stole a girl's lunch out of the office fridge. She didn't fuck around and called the cops. She was a type 1 diabetic and her insulin was also in the bag. He got caught with it at his desk and the shit hit the fan. She had documented all the run-ins she had had with him and complained about it to the boss who ignored it. She sued his ass and took him to the cleaners. The thief got hit with felony charges for the drug theft, harassment, and for retaliation. I heard he got 5 years. I was back in the Marines when it went to trial. Reply by original poster. Oh why? This is a great story. It should be its own thread. But I'm glad it's here. Some hardwoods are at least as beautiful as gemstones, IMO. Comment by user. Wow, I didn't know senators were chill enough to just walk across the street to grab Starbucks and relax. It's sort of relaxing. Reply by original poster. State legislators are usually not as surrounded by staff as U.S. senators are. Much later, I used to run into the person who represented me in the State House in Publix all the time. Comment by user. Oh phew, I thought he was going to get fired. Awesome job, Senator. Reply by original poster. She was an amazing senator. Died way too young a few years ago, but I got the chance to spend time with her too and I still remember that megawatt smile. The thing was, the LobbyAnn's of the world assumed, based on her political affiliation and her own, rather wealthy background, that she was a natural ally. In truth, The senator despised what she called welfare for rich people programs. Comment by user. I googled lapis pens but still did not get a clear answer. What is a lapis pen? Is it a brand? Edit. Guess lapis is a blue stone and lapis pen is essentially a pen with some sort of lapis stonework. Reply by original poster. Yep. Basically, the body of the pen was lapis, which is considered a semi-precious gemstone. The lettering was gold, and it had gold accents. It was a nice pen. Alex and I were members of the same college group. Its official colors were blue and gold. This was a gift to him after his year as chapter president. Comment by user. LobbyAnn's. LobbyAnn's. Lobby and took my pen. LobbyAnn's. You just lost yourself some money. Lost yourself some money. And a pen. LobbyAnn's. Reply by original poster. I had to name her something or folks would just call her Karen. Sad face. Comment by user. Now I'm curious what the pen looks like. Picture please. Reply by original poster. I found several that looked kind of like it. https://www. Let's see. com/listing/569208983/ handmade lapis lazuli pen. Ply equals 1 and Gao equals 1 and UTM_source equals Google and UTM_medium equals CPC and UTM_campaign equals shopping_us_Christmas_craft_supplies and UTM_custom1 equals BF5256839CB475694578835353FC538 and UTM_content equals go_170792687492929_33163522298118_PLA 2954620568667_569208983 and CLID equals IAI COPSHMIC FAC 44 JVCR IH05 LWGYAQYBCABGLNNVD_BWE. I think it actually did have some onyx as well, but the body was mostly lapis. Comment by user. LobbyAnn's must be a noob. Whether it's a job interview or a business meeting, the reception desk is usually a litmus test for how you treat other people. Reply by original poster. She wasn't a pro. More like a rich housewife board member. Comment by user. Sucks that there were what I'm assuming are decent real people with real projects counting on that money only to be represented by a bigoted, entitled asshole. Reply by original poster. The impression I got was that this was the kind of project that really didn't need state funding. The phrase Alex used was welfare for rich people. This was / is a relatively poor state. Comment by user. Okay, so without knowing who exactly it was, I'm curious if you can say which party she was with. Honestly, I'm hoping to have my preconceived notions challenged. Reply by original poster. Comment by user. Are you able to share a picture of the pen? Reply by original poster. I found one that looked kind of like it. It's linked here somewhere. But honestly, I had no freaking clue this thread was gonna blow up like this. Comment by user. Ick, the want Starbucks part makes it sound pretty fake. Reply by original poster. That's how he tells it. I never was in that office. I did meet her though, and I could totally see her doing that. She had a somewhat impish quality to her. Comment by user. Well, I think we can safely assume that the senator in this story is not Amy Klobuchar. Reply by original poster. Oh no, she was a state senator. If you're familiar at all with Florida politics, she reminded me most of Evelyn Lynn or Tony Jennings, though she and Alex were in a much smaller state. Comment by user. People still say Asian to this day. Reply by original poster. This was a while ago, maybe about 20 years? Hard to say. It was funny, but this whole thread makes me think of how fast things have evolved with gay rights, because at the time Alex was still very discreet about being gay because it was a liability. Now he holds a job of reasonably high visibility in his state, which is a southern state, Yet he is completely, comfortably public about the fact that he's married to the guy he's been since the year after we graduated. Comment by user. I need some clarification. I don't understand the part where she asked for a pen and Alex reached for the can of pens. What does that mean? Why did that woman say she wasn't going to get a pen? Reply by original poster. I'm assuming the pens were campaign/politics swag, probably in the senator's campaign colors with her name on them. Comment by user. I mean, zero disrespect, but is gay considered a homophonic slur? I thought it was considered a descriptor for a homosexual similar to bear or otter, a relatively hairless petite male with boyish figure. I understand in this context it was used to belittle him. I've used this word as a term of endearment to some of my gay friends and wonder if it's off base, and they are being nice about it. Reply by original poster. Sorry it took me so long to respond. My interpretation of this is pretty dependent on the fact that it happened about 15 to 20 years ago. This is what I posted in the thread. Asterisk people are expressing confusion over the description of the word gay as a slur, and to me this is kind of a good thing because it illustrates how far and how fast we have come in terms of combating sexuality-based phobia. The point was not that she was calling Alex a particular kind of gay person. It was that she was calling him gay. If that was in fact the word she used, it might have been the other one. He's of Filipino-Japanese descent. At the time, working in politics in the Deep South, Alex, who was and is in fact gay, did not feel he had the freedom to be open about his sexuality. Today, he's holding down a pretty good state government position and is happily, openly married to a very sweet guy he met right after we graduated college and has been with ever since. Comment by user. Did this take place Senate side? If so, where's the Starbucks at? I work in the Senate buildings and get tired of drinking cups. Reply by original poster. District office. Alex doesn't live in my state, by the way. I met the senator as a friend of his family when I was visiting. Comment by user. Bruce Willis died at the end of 6 cents and I jizzed in my pants. A pen and stupid comment cost her $250,000, so I jizzed in my pants. https://tenor.com/view/Lonely Island GIF 5530188 https://tenor.com/view/Lonely Island GIF 5530188. Reply by original poster. Technically, it cost the program she was representing $250,000 that it may or may not have gotten, and that the governor may or may not have vetoed if it got in the budget. Comment by user. I still come back to this post to see if Op made a new edit or something. Reply by original poster. Nah, it's a very old story. The senator in question passed away about 10 years ago, and Alex is still living his best life. As for LobbyAnn, no idea. Don't even remember her name. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.